Hello everyone, welcome to this wonderful session of Ace IELTS. A very warm good evening to one and all present over here. Now come on, be quick and come really fast so that I can start up the session today. Fine. Very good evening, ma'am. I hope this evening brings you... brings you joy and relaxation after a busy day. Yes, I am, in need of this relaxation of the day, but that's okay. When I come over here in this session, when I come live to teach you guys, so I actually feel good. So I don't actually need that relaxation of the day. This is how I relax, by teaching you guys and by guiding you on how to improve yourself every day in improving your IELTS band score. Hi Rahul, hope you're doing great. Okay, very good evening. Okay, now come on. So now when you guys are here, let's understand what are the topics we will be covering. What are the things we are going to deal today. Good evening, ma'am. I hope you're having a healthy and joyful day. Yes, thank you so much, Sayash. Very good evening to you. Yes, I am having a great day today. So thanks a lot you guys for wishing me. And okay, so without wasting any further time, let's understand what are the things that we are going to cover today. So here you can see I am back with the session of maps in writing task 1. Very good evening, Sharda. I hope you are also doing great. Please let me know if you guys are doing great and all excited for the session. Okay. Now, so first of all, I'll be telling you what are the key pointers that we are going to be using in order to address the map question. Very good evening, Sumit. Welcome to this wonderful session. Okay, then definitely evaluation question, areas of improvement and final response I'll be dealing. Okay. Yes, ma'am, we were waiting for the session. Glad you were waiting for the session. I'm actually glad and happy. Okay. Now, so let's have a quick look at the key pointers. Yes, great. Kirti seems to be more excited. Okay, now so let's have key pointers to address map questions first. So let's just have a quick recap on what all sorts of things we have already learned yesterday. Okay, so if I talk about the very first pointer, then again I'm going to write the same thing, which is read the question. Read the question and understand the question properly. Okay. Okay, fine. So this is again one of the most important pointers that I always write, and I will be writing until unless you guys start taking care of it. Okay. Now the next thing is, when you're dealing with question related to maps, it's really very important to read and understand the map. Okay, read and understand the map. Now what needs to be read and what needs to be understood in map question? It's basically how, first of all, you need to take in consideration the year. Okay, whatever the year. Now what will happen if you're going to take care of the year? Year bifurcation will help you in order to understand the tense, in which tense you need to present your data. Okay, now what's next? After that, you need to take care of the comparisons. Okay, comparisons. What are the difference? What are the difference are there in the maps, the two maps? What are the difference you can see? What are the comparisons you can do? Okay. Now, moreover, need to take care of the language. Okay. Now, what in terms of language? I already told you that there are going to be a lot of times. Okay, so in cyclic kind of a diagram, the vocabulary is already given. But over here in this kind of a diagram, you need to use the vocabulary on your own, especially the vocabulary related to what? Related to comparisons. Okay, I told you yesterday you need to learn how to use comparative words, comparative vocabulary, right? So these are the terms that you need to take care. Also, at the time of writing your responses, okay, at the time of writing your responses needs to be structured. Okay, you need to follow the IBC format. Okay, everyone is aware of it. So this is how you're going to present it. The transition of idea, the changes, and make sure one more thing that I would like to tell you over here is make sure you complete the answer. Got it? Make sure you complete the response. Fair enough? So these are the things that you need to be very careful of when you are dealing with this kind of a question. Okay? So key pointers we have already dealt with. Now let's understand. Let's have a quick look at the evaluation question so that I'll be able to make you understand what are the other kind of or other categories of question that you might encounter in this particular category. Okay? Now, okay. So let me just read it up for you. The maps below shows Pancha village in 2005 and 2015. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparison where relevant. Okay, so these are the normal question. What happens, Ayush? You are enjoying a lot? Okay, glad to see you guys studying actually, you know. So yes, now let's have a quick look at the map. So now you can see that the map is being bifurcated into two parts. So this we can take, this data we can take it as 2005. Okay, and this data belongs to 2015, to which we can see the 10-year gap. Okay, the duration is going to be of 10 years. Okay, now, so what we can see is we have the market over here, and then we do have a market over here. Okay, so we have Pagoda Village over here. Strange names. Anyways, primary school, primary and secondary school. Okay, so what are the changes that we can see? We can see a row house over here. The houses which are being constructed in a row. Also, we can see the street is quite raw, right? To which it is being converted into a proper road. Okay, though the name of the road is not given, so you can just write road over here with the proper tarring. Okay, the wiring and all that. Okay, also you can see the primary school. Primary school, it got converted into primary, not actually converted, but you can say upgraded into primary and secondary school. Okay, now here is the village. So basically the village was very small initially, which was in 2005, to which it has been upgraded a bit. Okay, with a proper tarring system or whatever you can call it. Okay, though there is not any kind of a particular name given, so you can call, okay, you can call whatever you want, right? Nice, the Pagoda Road, you can call that. Okay, fine. So this is the entire map question. It is very easy, quite doable, so you don't need to worry a lot on that part. Okay, now let's have a quick look at the response. Okay, the map details changes to the village of Pancha from 2005 to 2015. Fair enough? Now, looking from an overall perspective, so the way it has been written is actually something really good, but I'd rather recommend that you can rather choose to write, overall, start by telling overall or overview word. Okay. Now, it is readily apparent that the town became more developed with the addition of new road, modern utilities and general expansion of current residential, commercial and educational areas. Like seriously, the word choice is excellent, I must say. Amazing. Okay. Now, so this was your intro and overall. Got it? which was being done in a very, short and crisp manner. It is something that I really appreciate. The way introduction and overview it is being written, it's very good. Ma'am, in image the name is Pagoda, but the answer it's Pancha. Okay, so the name of the village is Pancha. So you, if you haven't seen it, then look upon here. This is the reason I keep on saying that read the question properly. If you would have read the question properly, you would have caught it. Okay, so see here it's written Pancha village in 2005 and 2015. Okay, I hope now you got it. Now, the next part, let's talk about the body now. Okay, by 2015, the single dirt road present in 2005 had been transformed into highway lined with road signs. Now, the term transformed is a very precise. So, the image is to distract us. No, the image is of Pancha village. No, this village is known as Pancha village. It is not to distract you. It is the entire question. You have to deal with the question. Whatever you are going to come up with a response is related to this image. Okay? Now, so I was telling you, by 2015, the single dirt road present in 2005 had been transformed into highway. Okay? I again would like to appreciate the word choice, transformed. Definitely, you need to use the word related to the context, converted. Okay? There is a difference between converted, upgraded, transformed, developed. Okay? So, it is something that should be coming out with respect to the demand of the context. Now, the road you can see, it is looking like a raw road and a very disturbed road out here, to which it has been converted into a single lane highway, which is actually an upgraded, or you can say the transformed portion of the road. It is not changed. The road is the same. The lane is the same. It's just that it is being transformed into a better version of it. Okay. Now, lined with road sign, telephone poles and telecommunication towers. Right. Amazing bifurcation of the data. Okay. Telephone wires or telecommunication data, whatever you want to write it, it is actually good. Now, in the bottom left corner of the map, now this is something I would like to appreciate in order to locate the particular thing into the map. Now, yesterday, if you remember that I told you, if the direction is not given into the map, majorly they give the direction, but if it is not mentioned, you have to make it on your own so that it becomes easy for you to define the data in a better manner. Okay. Now, so on the left side of the road, the marketplace has grown and became more organized, while the sizes of the homes along with the road has also become larger. So, the kind of, you can always, you can choose the data, you can choose the bifurcation of data on your own, whether you want to go from here to here or you want to start from here to here. Got it? Take one, or else you can choose. Now, there are basically, so you can choose this method or you can choose this method. Now, this is known as clockwise and anti-clockwise method that you can choose in order to define the data or present the data in a certain manner so that the clarity is not getting disrupted at the same time. Okay? So, you need to be very sure that whether you are going to define it like this or you are going to define it like this. It's totally your take. Okay. However, you feel like you can come up with the clarity of the data is the thing that you can take care of. And at the same time, you need to take care of the time management as well. Because time management is also something which method is considered the best to describe. Okay. So, there is not any kind of a best method that I can tell you. Again, it is a language. Okay. A language is at its best when it comes with a clarity and whenever it comes with a sense of, you can say a sense of improvised thinking and a synchronized thinking. Okay. So, if you want, for some it can be the top and bottom method. For some it can be clockwise and anti-clockwise method. So, whichever method you as a candidate is going to choose for your answer, that you can think that, okay, I can be better, I can be able to describe better in this method My response is, I think that is the best method for you. Now, this is something that you need to decide. Okay? There are a lot of decisions that you need to take while preparing up for your IELTS examination. This is one of them. Okay? So, make sure you take care of it very precisely, and the method that you are going to choose, make sure you are going to apply that method every time you are practicing so that you become used to it. So that at the time of examination, the only thing that's going to be changed is the question. The format, the structuring, the way of writing, the format of description, everything will be same. Okay. Now let's talk about the next part of the answer. Okay. Now, to the right side of the road, in the bottom corner, okay, in the bottom corner, the area demarcated for pagodas now allowed for an additional building. So the word choice is again very good. Just above pagodas, two homes have been cleared away in the upper right corner. The town built is a secondary school complement the primary school. Okay. Now here it's whatever it is be converted. So you can also do it in such a manner that you can divide the map into two. So you can do like this. So earlier you defined this and then you are defining this. So earlier you compared this portion and this portion together, then the middle portion and then the middle portion and then the corner side, or you can say the right side of the data you have defined. Okay. So these are the things that you need to come up with. Okay. It is also worth noting that in 2005, most homes only possessed access to telephones, but by 2015, satellite service has become common. So by 2005, there were very less amount of people who were able to access telephone, but then later on by 2015, what we can see is almost everyone is having the access to the modern technologies and the modern communication system or a mode of communication, whatever you can say, right? So this is how you can present. I must say the presentation of answer is really very good. Now this answer actually deserves a 7 bands, honestly speaking. Okay, so the fact is the answer is actually, paying close attention to the task achievement. Each and everything is being covered in the question. If I talk about coherence and cohesion, the transition of the idea is actually very good. At the same time, the word choice is very good. And yes, the grammatical range and accuracy is also good, but still there are certain amendments that we need to do or that the candidate needs to do in order to improvise the answer so that the 7 band answer could go to actually 8.5 band answer, right? Or you can say the 9 band answer, right? Now, so let's talk about the areas of improvement now. So the response effectively covers the major changes shown in the map, including the development of infrastructure, residential area and educational facility. Now, instead of just saying houses, schools and buildings, you can rather bifurcate them because we know what they are used for. If it is written primary school or secondary school, we know that it is used for the educational purposes. If we having that kind of a building which is dealing with the commercial thing, we know that what the infrastructure is dealing with. And also if it is something that is dealing with the residential portion, it is for something, it is sort of an apartment or houses that in which the people can live, right? The writer gives a clear overview in the introduction and highlights specific differences in the following paragraphs. Now, the response could be enhanced by including more specific details or quantitative comparison. Example, how many houses were present before and after the changes? Exactly. Now, when I say improvising your answer, it shows that how well of the detailing you have done at the time of presenting your response. So instead of just writing that the amount of housing has been increased, you can give a clear data in terms of numerics, because definitely numerics are also the concern. You are not bounded that you only need to use words. You can use the numerical, you can use the numerical thing also in order to come up with a detailed response for a particular thing. Okay. Now, so additionally, mentioning all changes with more precise vocabulary could improvise clarity and completeness. Now here I would like to tell you that no doubt the answer is really good, but again, these area of improvement or these changes can always, there is always a scope of improvement. There is always a scope of improvement. Everything can be amended for a better thing, right? So no doubt this answer was better, but yes, what are the things that we can do in order to make it best at the same time? Okay, now, so let's have a quick look at the coherence and cohesion. The answer is logically structured, I already told you, with an overview provided first, followed by the details on the left and right side of the map. Transition words like by 2015 and on the left side of the road help guide to reader through the description. Okay, I told you, whenever there is any kind of diagrammatical representation or infographic representation, it should always deal it in certain manner that even if the image is not there, the examiner should have a clear picture of the thing that you have already presented in their mind. That is what is being represented as a perfect answer, right? Cohesion could be improved by linking ideas between the paragraph more effectively. For example, more complex sentence structure and varied linking word could be used to connect the ideas smoothly. Okay? Ma'am, how you teach writing in live class as you teach exact same? Yes, like I go into more detailing. So in live classes also I teach the same. So there is no change in the methodology of my teaching. So yes, as many questions as you're gonna ask, I'm gonna answer all of them. And same way I'm gonna teach you like I'm teaching it over here. So there is no change. So yes, that's all. Okay. Fine. Now, let's understand the next one. The vocabulary used is generally appropriate for the task. I told you the word choice is amazing. Okay. Now, these terms like transformed, complement, demarcated and adding a precision to the context. Okay. There are opportunities to use a wider range of vocabulary, particularly in describing changes. For example, expanded, enhanced, modernized. Okay. No doubt in the initial of the answer, these words were mentioned. I'm not saying that. But yes, with the time, like the candidate used the word transformed the raw road into a full-fledged highway lane, right? So now this word is very impactful at the time of reading, okay? This is actually showing the change, what the exact change has been done in order to convert that thing, okay? Similarly, these words, vocabulary plays a very prominent role when it comes to, presenting of the data. So you need to choose your words wisely at the time of, presenting the vocabulary or doing something like that. So you need to be very precise. I say that use simple vocabulary at times. Don't go for the complexity of the vocabulary. But yes, at the same time, vocabulary are the words that are going to come up with the exact idea or the exact definition of that particular context you want to, say. So yes. Okay. Now, the grammar used is generally correct with the appropriate use of tenses and passive construction, for example, has been transformed. No doubt. The response could be benefit from more complex sentence structure and varied grammatical forms such as conditionals or relative clauses to enhance the overall sophistications of writing. Additionally, some sentence could be shortened and restructured to improve the clarity. Now here, I would like to say that to all the people who are willing to have a good grammatical range. Now, if you know that you are making up mistakes in the grammatical range and accuracy, I have already told you that if no doubt how better answer you can come up with, no doubt how precise answer you can come up with. If you're not good at the grammatical sense, if you're making errors in the grammatical sense, you will not get more bands after reaching to a certain band level, right? I've already mentioned this. But the fact is, if you know that you're making these kind of mistake, make sure you revise your response and try to improvise and try to rectify the errors that you are making at that particular point of time. Okay. If you think that you are making mistakes in tenses, if you think that you are making mistakes in adjectives, I know there are a lot of people who make mistakes in pronouns, who make mistakes in adjectives, adverb, basic, conjunction, preposition, conditionals, modal verbs especially. So there are some of the very important topics, that are related to specifically IELTS English. Okay. I'm not saying, and I'm not quoting the fact that all the grammatical topics are very important. No, not all are important, but yes, there are some which are very important, that you need to be very focused. You need to be focused more on that. Okay, so you just need to take special care of some of the grammatical topics that you should not make, error on. Otherwise, it's gonna change the meaning of the entire sentence, which will eventually leads to the, actually violating the terms, or you can say violating the parameters that is demanded in the IELTS. Okay, so yes. So let's have a quick final response so that we can get an idea. Okay, now the map illustrate the development of the village of Pancha from 2005 to 2015. Yes ma'am, I understand. Great, amazing. I'm glad that you understood. Overall, it is clear that the village experienced significant modernization with the introduction of new highway expansion of infrastructure and general enhancement of residential, commercial and educational areas. Okay, now this is giving a clear and precise idea of how a map should be portrayed. Okay. By 2015, the single dirt road that existed in 2005 has been upgraded to major highway, complete with road sign, telephone poles and telecommunication towers in the bottom left corner on the western side of the road. Now, here, on the western side of the road, the marketplace expanded and became more organized, while residential homes along with the road grew larger, indicating a rise in the living standard. Okay, now this is telling that how modernization will be helping people at the in the year of 2015 in order to help them improve their standard of living. Moreover, on the eastern side, the area designated for pagoda saw the addition on the another structure, increasing the religious facilities available. Furthermore, two houses were removed, making way for a new secondary school on top right corner, adjacent to the existing private school, primary school. Okay, here, which remained in place but with additional facility to accommodate a growing population. Now, though the school's place was not changed, okay, why are the key difference between maths and writing map? Why it's important to learn about writing, about reading map? It is different from how we read in geography. Okay, so allow me some time. I'll be answering your question. Just let me complete this. Okay. So now, notably, while most houses has telephone access in 2005, by 2015, many homes had adopted satellite services, reflecting technological advancement in the village. Okay. So this is how a final response is going to look like. Now let me just answer your question. What are the key differences between band 6 and band 7 in writing task 2? So if you are asking in writing task 2, the major difference that you are going to encounter in band 6 and band 6, a candidate being in a band 6 has a good knowledge of the language, but yes, can only be able to use the basic level of English and, basic level of grammatical accuracy and a basic level of vocabulary, and might end up repeating things again and again, and will not be able to explain the idea clearly as it is going into their mind. While a band 7 response could be clearer than band 6 response, having a good word choice depending upon the exact, context. Also at the same time having a good grammatical accuracy and having a really good command on that particular language. Okay. Ma'am, why is it important to learn about reading map? It is different from how we read in geography. Okay, so see, geography has nothing to do with IELTS examination. In IELTS examination, why I say that read the map carefully so that you can you can translate what you can see into words. So this is why this is just the overall case why it is important to read the map, because eventually you have to look up onto the map and you have to write it. Okay. And because the diagram will not be considered after that, so you have to write it in such a manner that even if the diagram is not there, you are able to present it precisely. Okay, this is how we write up a report, right? So yes, but it is only evaluation. I want to know how to write grammatically correct, write an essay on live class. It is already written because I new to IELTS right now. I cannot understand what you teach. Okay, Mitesh, fine. I'll take this into consideration, and I'll also come up with an essay and write it live for you guys so that you are able to understand. So, if you are new to IELTS, then make sure you first check on yourself. Make sure to have the entire introduction of IELTS, how it starts, how it ends, what is the structure to it, and make sure you understand the exam first. Know what type of questions is being asked, know what type of structure that is being followed. Okay, so for you, if as you said that you are new to this IELTS section, it's really very important for you to know how the things goes. Okay, then only I guess gradually you will be able to understand. I hope you have taken good amount of time in order for the preparation, because as you said you are new. So yes, take your time, know about the format, know about the parameters, know about the structuring, so that you are able to get comfortable with the teaching pattern of mine and also with the structure of IELTS. Once you know what is being demanded, you will be able to automatically provide what are the responses that are accurate to the structured. Okay. Now, so yes, let's have a quick summary on what are the things that we have learned today. Okay, so yes, first of all, directions are very important. Okay, now direction and bifurcation of the map. And bifurcation of maps is very important over here. And next is the type of structure you choose to present. When I say type of structure you choose to present, I mean like whether you are taking the top and bottom strategy, or you are taking clockwise and anti-clockwise strategy. Whatever strategy you are taking here. Okay, so it totally depends on that. Now, the next is choose the words wisely. Whether it is being transformed, changed, converted, upgraded, whatever it is. Okay. What else? Again, last but not the least, revise the response. That's all. Got it? So now let's take a quick screenshot so that you are able to understand what are the things I tried to cover today. Okay, and we have learned today. Okay, so now fine. And yes, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks a lot for being here. I really appreciate the question that you asked today, and keep on asking questions like this. I'll actually love to solve them up. And yes, thank you so much for being here. Keep on practicing, keep on learning, and all the very best to the students who are up for appearing in their IELTS examination. Okay, thanks.